Hey guys, I want to talk about travel and staying on track when you guys travel because some of you guys travel more often than others, and then some of your guys' schedules change. So, like summers, it's a different schedule than the fall, depending on your responsibilities, your management, and team. So, I'm gonna go through some strategies on what you should do to help you keep on track when you either travel and or your schedule changes. Because in a perfect world, it would all be the same, cyclical, but it's not like that. And the expectations of the demand of what you have in your professional side of things, you have to have the ability to navigate your personal as well and your health and wellness within that. So one of the things that I like to do with the guys I coach, and you guys you want to try this as well, is figure out your non-negotiables when your schedule has changed or is it changing, and you have to get that in the schedule. So what is non-negotiable? Example, and you guys may be hitting this already, is like hitting 100 grams of protein regardless of if I'm traveling or not, or if I'm in session or not, if I'm in summer, spring, fall, or if my responsibilities are more demanding or not. So that's just one. Movement. Are you going to get those steps in even if you're traveling? How do you figure out, so if you're traveling one day, you may have to get up earlier and get your cardio in or your steps in, or hey, even at the airport, if you keep moving, you can do a conference call, whatever that may be. Again, what non-negotiables are you willing to put in your schedule to stay on track? And then you want to make sure that that's what you do. You're going to do that regardless. You're going to hit that marker point regardless. So that's one. Build the non-negotiables in your schedule, guys. Plan in advance around food. Specifically, if you're going to be gone on a work trip for an extended period of time, you want to make sure you have the ability to get to better quality foods, and or do a little bit of search, because a lot of places do meal prep services and things of that nature. Or you can bring a cooler with you in some format, depending on travel, or shakes, bars, and things of that nature, where you can control what you're consuming. So the other components you can do when ordering and things like that is portion control, build around protein. So plan around the trip, meals, your consumption, and then making sure, again, you're staying on task with that. Your water consumption is it hitting the marker point, specifically if you're flying, because you're gonna get dehydrated anyway. The third one is figuring out with your schedule, your workout times, because they may change based upon your schedule changing. Again, what's the non-negotiables? What is the minimal dosage you need to do when you're traveling to keep the stimulus in the muscle? So if you're gone a whole week, minimum, you got to get 2 days of some type of resistance training in, where it's going to load the muscle itself. If it's only one, you're basically detraining. Even two is going to start pushing you into some type of detraining with stimulus to the muscle. So you have to have at least 2 days if you're traveling within a 5-day period or 7-day period to get some type of progressive overload or some type of stimulus to the muscle to keep you from going back and detraining. So you got to plan around that. Okay, does the hotel have a gym? Is there, you can Google search, is there a nice facility I can jump into for a couple bucks each morning to stay on task or stay on plan? So if you don't have that, can you pack some resistance bands to at least get some type of stimulus? There's body weight programming that I have available as well. So you want to make sure that you're staying on task even when you're on the road, and or again, when you're home and your schedule changes, you have a little bit more control when you're at home in comparison to on the road. So again, put those and do the research and what you need to do to make sure you're getting the resistance training in. And then reframe some of the components when change does happen, or when you do have to travel, or when your schedule does change. You have 100% control. It's how you respond is going to be key. So you want to reframe it. You're adaptable. You have to be adaptable. Adaptability in order to stay on track is so crucial, guys. So when stuff changes and you feel like you can't, I would not use language like that. I would use language like, okay, what can I do? How am I going to do this? What does it look like now? So reframing travel as a challenge doesn't have to be a challenge. You may just be accustomed to doing certain things and certain habits when you travel that are not conducive for you to stay on task. I know sometimes the mornings and evenings will be demanding, but if you would get your workout in or get your movement in or get your protein in, you're going to feel a lot better, even though you have a demanding schedule that's going to push you on your time limits, either one. So again, this is a way to stay on task, because I have a lot of you guys whose schedules are not cyclical. They have some maneuvering in there and or business travel. So again, number one, what's your non-negotiables? You want to build those things in. What does that look like for you and where you're at? Plan, obviously the meals, it has to be good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you can do the research to have availability or bring protein sources, beef sticks, things of that nature, protein bars with you, so you can control what you can control, specifically with food, or do the research and have some meal services delivered to you. And then the other ones, again, planning around the workouts. Okay, do you have a place to work out there? If not, hey, we're going to do a body weight workout this day, this day, this day. We're going to do some type of movement. We'll make sure we get 10,000 steps in. What does that look like? And then reframing, number 4 is reframing your thought process around travel and change, because you have 100% control and you're adaptable. Reframe the language. What am I going to do instead, or what does it look like now? Even though the routine has changed a little bit, you have to control the routine, guys. So go out, win the rest of the week. Hopefully some of these tips help. I know a lot of you guys are traveling. A lot of you guys' schedules change back and forth. You have 100% control. You just have to do a little bit more work.